Good morning. Well, almost good afternoon, but you guys get my point. It's time to talk about a review of The World's Finest Assassin, Episode 10. Now, here's the thing. I understand The World's Finest Assassin. The World's Finest Assassin may not be the talk show of this year. I get all of that. It's not the hype show to be talking about. However, World's Finest Assassin is, I won't say a D tier show or C. I say like the B minus tier show. It's B minus. I mean, yeah, give credit for this show for trying to make it interesting to understand the foundations of this show, in terms of the storyline, characters' backstory. I get all of that. Now, I understand. Now, it has a bad rating, like a 7.65, mainly because it haven't gotten to the hype show. Like, it's not even that hype. This is a clean assassination show where, like I said, Redo of Healer is the night show. World Finest Assassin is the morning show. So when you take all the consideration, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I see where this is going. Now, episode 10 did give us something to talk about. And by far, I gotta say, episode 10 was clearly obvious. It was so obvious, like, you couldn't write this stuff up. Like, you couldn't make this story up. Just watch it from the beginning. You know something will come up. And despite the cliffhanger, we know where we're going. So without further ado, let's get right to the review of The World's Finest Assassin, episode 10. Now, what makes World Finest Assassin good in this episode? Fan service. We got fan service. Swimsuits, fan service. That's what this whole episode is about. Fan service and swimsuits. Now, hold on a second. Let's be honest. This ain't the fan service show. This is not a fan service show. If you want to see a fan service show, just write about the most common, most iconic fan service show of all time. High School DxD, Shimamano Testament. Hell, I'll slide one in. Lady versus Butlers. Or Shoka no Quasar. The God had to suck breast milk just to get power. All those, or interspecies reviewers. What I'm saying is, this fan service is not as high up as it is. Okay? It's not a big deal. I mean, like, come on. How often it's not like every show we're bound to see people in swimsuits and fan service. I mean, like, think about it. Have y'all watched that new show? That Senpai's Annoying, with the girl who's like this tall, has green hair, and got him fell up with a big guy with black. That show, Senpai's Annoying. I mean, they got fan service in that one. But I mean, they had a beach episode, but of course they had fit. So anyway, they were sailing, practicing. It was like a mission, but they had a mission going on, but it was also a fan service. So Lugh, Maha, and Tarte. And I know people say Maha and Tarte look good in swimsuits. There's gonna be some photos. So let's see how that goes. So they go on a mission, and they found information about this the hero that they're going to assassinate. Okay, after all these episodes, we finally got it. Now, now the goddess. I'm still not up on the light novels yet of this show, but after watching the goddess is playing a role really good, as I will say. I want to say she's the protagonist, but also the antagonist as well. She's playing both cards. I mean, like, on the one hand, we see her doing some comedy rantics, especially with the rap. But how many of you like the teacher goddess? I mean, that is a good outfit. I mean, the goddess as a teacher, oh my gosh, she's so freaking hot. And then she got the world's best teacher to train the hero. Now, let's see how that works. But aside from that, the whole premise of this episode was mostly on Daya. Now, Lugh and Daya haven't seen each other in a while. They haven't seen each other in a while. Okay, that's fine. But, bad news happened when they realized the kingdom is in trouble. And concerned for that, he goes out with, he checks on Daya. Now, Daya is very concerned about the kingdom, so she's very sure about it. Now, I find it funny that this kingdom is so peaceful, yet they're not in a war. I find it hard to believe the way how they in this sort of establishment type thing going on, you know. So Daya and Tarte, you know, they're going on a date, and they dye their hair brown. Okay, they change their hair, and they go on a date. They go on a date, a simple date. Like when one day went to the bow and arrow, just shooting, shooting to get a bear. That's sweet. And eating lasagna, also sweet. And I like how, see, that lasagna is gonna trigger Daya later on because she's the one that said, Lugh was the one that said, I promise I'll make some for you the next time I come visit. Okay. And then, it was also nice to help a boy find his mom. Really nice. Now we get to the hot springs. Okay, let's get right to it, guys. The hot springs. You know what that is? Fan service. And this episode was flat. And I don't mean overall flat. It's not only is this episode was flat, but flat as it is, there's an uncensored version of that. I believe there's an uncensored version of that. I don't know when it's going to be aired, but something tells me that there's already an uncensored version of this. Daya and Lugh, spending their time together in the mixed bath that she rented out. A giant ass mixed bath. And yeah, there were moments that Jaya was showing off her flat chestedness, and I'm pretty sure everybody suspecting to be an uncensored version. I think it is out there, probably in Raw episodes, but you get my point. So they had a good moment, and in that moment when they kissed, floating in the hot spring, and then they kissed, having their kiss, their white hair change. And they had a great time. But then, you get the expression. And here's the thing. Sorry if I'm going back on this, but you ever get that expression, calm before the storm? That's what we got. That's what we got. Everyone here is so sus in this village, in Daya's hometown, that after Lugh left, Daya's like, you can stop acting now. And all these villagers out there in this normalized town were soldiers. And in that moment, she cried. She's like, bye, Lugh. And then a tear just dropped because she knows she fucked up. Daya, you're fucked up. You had a great time with Lugh. You trained him. You had a crush on him since the moment he arrived and all that shit. And then now it's like, oh, boy. The calm before the storm. We know where this is going. Let's see what this goes. Now, the cliffhanger. I think Daya is the only one. Between Tarte and Maha, Daya is the only one out of the group with cliffhangers. They have, I think that's the only time Daya has most of them with cliffhangers. Because at the cliffhanger episode, Tarte is getting Lugh. When Lugh came in, he saw an injured soldier. And then the father's like, okay, we know what we got to do. It's from that kingdom. So basically, we have to assassinate Daya. And in that moment, he felt like, so oh boy. What a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger that was. And another next title is going to be Choice of Portrayal. So this is going to be one of those times we're going to see where there's a whole line of going on. But here's the deal, guys. Overall, episode 10, I gotta say, this was not boring. I'm not saying this was a boring episode. It was more flat. You know what I mean? It was okay. It was okay episode. When I mean by it's a flat episode, all we got in this episode was swimsuits, fan service, the calm before the storm. That's what this episode was about. And the way how this betrayal is, I don't think Daya or Lugh are gonna betray one another. Looking at this like a Romeo and Juliet type thing. It's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. Daya ain't gonna kill Lugh. Lugh ain't gonna kill Daya. The way I see it, they're probably gonna Lugh and everybody else is gonna be running away from home. So I don't think they're not gonna do any harm whatsoever. You know what I mean? I don't think there's gonna be nothing about this. You honestly think Daya and Lugh are gonna kill each other like some Romeo and Juliet concept? No. I don't see that going through. I don't really see it that well. I don't. But my point is, this was a flat episode. Swimsuits, fan service, calm before the storm. That's what we got in this episode. So it was okay. I mean, okay. That's why you see me doing like, it's okay. But at the end of the time, if it's like what you expect. I mean, from a light novel series. I mean, and by that I mean like what you expect from a show that's gonna have somewhat a little bit of fan service. I mean, it's not like Redo of Healer, when Redo of Healer got a lot of fan service, but this right here was just like a clean fan service, a very clean one, not like a wide one like Redo of Healer, but you get my point. But like I said, okay episode. So I look forward for next week's episode of The World's Finest Assassin, episode 11. We're almost done with this. So because winter is coming, and with winter shows coming around, I'm pretty sure that everybody's gonna recommend other shows as well. So I look forward to do my review of The World's Finest Assassin, episode 11. And later today, I will talk about Pride of Orange episode. The next episode, Pride of Orange, because I'm loving it. So stay tuned for next week.